Hey guys, Brian delivers you the goods here. I'm returning to you for another video. This is actually going to be for the game's new album review, and this is for Drillmatic Heart versus Mind that I just got done listening to for this album. All 31 songs, including the one I just reviewed recently that I said Disrespectful Man, the game, the Black Slim Shady track review, which I had to discuss quite a bit of things in that track review. I didn't discuss too much, but yeah, there's uh, a little bit more I'm going to talk about with that track. So I'm going to discuss what I listened to for all 31 songs on this album and let you know my thoughts on it for this 2-hour album. So let's dive into this uh, album review. Now it starts with One Time featuring Ice-T. And I think that was a decent song. It just wasn't amazing at all. Ice-T didn't do too much in this track, so I'll give this a 4 out of 5. Easy, featuring Kanye West. It's a diss track for Pete Davidson, I guess, for the time it was at that time. And I know it came out earlier this year, but yeah, I hated this song. I did not like how Kanye West was saying stuff about Pete Davidson, even though some of the movies he's in are iffy, depending on which movie it is and the script and the SNL stuff. I think Pete Davidson did a good job with not responding to this crap. He probably did, but he laughed about it. So, yeah. Um, Kanye West just was off his meds. He's still off his meds for sure. He's gone crazy. So, yeah. I'll give Easy a 2 out of 5. I did not like how the game was rapping in this track, and Kanye West ruined the song too. Burnin' Checks featuring Fivio Foreign was an average song, not personally my favorite. So 3.5 out of 5 for this one. Voodoo featuring Boa QG was average too. Just some moments with the melody can be a little sus, kind of corny, but it it is what it is. So it's one of those iffy tracks. So 3.5 out of 5. Home Invasion had good verses from uh, the game or whatever. It's just him rapping in the song, and it sounded alright. I wouldn't say it's great. There's some of the way the song is going about itself can be a little weird and kind of messed up too, but in a way, I think it's a solid track, so 4.5 out of 5. Op, OPP, featuring Young Boy Never Broke Again. I did not like this. This was disappointing, and the beat was really off key. Yeah, the beat and the melody was going off key too, as well. Like, it was just not sounding right. So 2.5 out of 5. Outside featuring YG. Decent song, just not personally connecting with this track too much. But I'll give it a 4 out of 5. There's some moments I like in it, and other moments where I'm just unsure what to think of it. So, 4 out of 5. La La Land was a decent song too. Some of the games rapping in it was decent. Not personally something I'd come back to a lot. So 4 out of 5 for this one. And then we got Change the Game featuring Ty Dolla Sign. Ty Dolla Sign, I guess you could say. Um, this was a disappointing track. Just wasn't liking the melody, and Ty Dolla Sign was kind of rapping and singing at the same time, and it just wasn't connecting well with how the track was playing out. So 2.5 out of 5. How Far I Came featuring Roddy Ricch was a decent song. Not hating how Roddy Ricch is singing it, but it's not very great in my opinion. But still, uh, some of the way that the game is rapping, and the melody was off key a bit, like kind of off a bit. So 4 out of 5. Heart versus Mind was a solid track. Not my personal favorite, but it's one of the stronger songs, so 4.5 out of 5 for this one. No Smoke at the Polo Lounge featuring Jeremiah was a decent one. Just not sure if I'm feeling for Jeremiah's vocals in this track, but other than that, the game did decently to rap. But I think the middle of the album's where it has its good and iffy moments and some of its sucky moments. But other than that, the middle of the album is where I was starting to flow with the album and feel for the songs a little bit more. No Man Falls featuring Pusha T and 2 Chainz was average, not personally my favorite, but it's a something track, so 3.5 out of 5. 2 Chainz' rapping was kind of bad, in my opinion, and Pusha T mentioned something about Russia and Ukraine, and I'm like, no, you shouldn't mention that. I'm like, nope. That just turned me off with how the song was sounding execution-wise. Chrome's Slugs and Harmony featuring Lil Wayne and G Herbo was decent, not personally connecting with it too much, but it's something, so 4 out of 5. Start From Scratch 2 was a decent one too, just another decent track, I guess you could say. There's quite a bit of disappointing tracks, average songs. It just depends on the listener, I guess, what they think of this album. But yeah, 4 out of 5 for Start From Scratch. What We Not Gonna Do as an average song, just don't know if I'm fully connecting with it too much, but it's a something track, so 3.5 out of 5. Fortunate featuring Kanye West, Dreezy, and Chiller was disappointing. I did not like how Kanye West was rapping, and the game's rapping was kind of bad too in this one. So I'll give this a 2.5 out of 5. Ruby's Rose featuring Twista and Jeremiah. I think Twista had a good rap verse, but then the song just changes its melody and it just sounds just whack, honestly, and it just wasn't really good in my opinion. So I'll give this song a decent 4 out of 5. It's because Twista had a good verse and I liked his verse, but when the melody changed, it kind of ruined the song a bit. So yeah, 4 out of 5. Drake with the Braids interlude was a solid track, just not my personal favorite, but it's one of the stronger interludes that I've heard. I think they only have one interlude on this album. The game does, but other than that, yeah, 4.5 out of 5. Nikki Beach featuring French Montana and Tory Lanez. I think Tory Lanez sounded really good vocally in this track. French Montana was doing the kind of thing, and it was kind of bothering me a bit, but other than that, the track did alright. So 4 out of 5. Talk to Me Nice featuring Mick Mill, Moneybagg Yo, and Blast was a decent song. Not my personal favorite. I don't know if I'm connecting with it on a level where I like it. But there's some moments where I like it and other moments where it's just kind of cringy. So 4 out of 5. Money Cash Clothes featuring ASAP Rocky. Decent song, not connecting with it too much, but it's something. So 4 out of 5. And ASAP Rocky's rapping in it is decent, not great. Killers featuring Cameron. I think Cameron sounded good rapping, but the game just comes up with these corny lyrics some of the time with his verse. With some moments in the track, not everything. But yeah, 4 out of 5. The Black Slim Shady, like I said, do not like this song. It is the worst song on this album. And I think the game just wasted his time trying to do this diss track. And basically, he's kind of clout chasing with this track and trying to get publicity with this song and more record sales as well. So 0 out of 5 for the Black Slim Shady. I really hated this song. You can definitely go check out my track review for it if you haven't seen it yet. Stupid featuring Big Sean was disappointing. I really hated this song. It was bad for what it went for. Uh, Big Sean, I wasn't connecting with him in this track that much. And the way the song was going about itself, it was stupid. Like the song title is called Stupid, featuring Big Sean. It was a pretty bad song. As bad as Easy. So 2 out of 5. Uh, .38 Special featuring Blueface was decent. Don't know if I'm connecting with it too well, but it's a something track, so 4 out of 5. Twisted was a solid track. I like some of the games rapping in it, but not too much. It's a little bit tolerable in this track, so 4.5 out of 5. The World Tours featuring Nipsey Hussle was decent. Don't know if I'm connecting with it too much, but I think it's a decent song, so 4 out of 5. And the last 3 tracks, Save the Best for Last, which I'll get to the other 2 in a moment. Save the Best for Last featuring Rick Ross was decent. I'll give that a 4 out of 5. And A Father's Prayer was average. Just don't know if I like some of the game's verses in the song, but it did alright, so 3.5 out of 5. And finally, Universal Love featuring Chris Brown, Chloe Bailey, and Cassie was a decent track, but didn't quite end the album perfectly the way it should, so 4 out of 5. Overall production, mixing, and execution, I think the game's new album, Drillmatic Heart vs. Mind, was a waste of time, for sure. I did not like this album. It's very disappointing, and mostly because of the Black Slim Shady song, and that really brought the rating down quite a bit. So, overall for me, I think the game Drillmatic Heart vs. Mind album was disappointing. Don't recommend checking it out. You're wasting 2 hours of your time listening to it, but I had to listen to it just to see if I was going to like some songs. There are some songs I'll come back to, that the ones that I gave 4.5 out of 5s, but other than that, the rest of the album can just not see the light of day again. It's forgettable. So for a score for me, I'm giving the game Drillmatic Heart vs. Mind album, the long-awaited studio album he's been delaying for the past 2 months, a 5 out of 10. It was bad, and I just did not like it. Very bad, for sure. It's going to be on my worst albums of 2022 by the end of the year. And yeah, that's pretty much it for this long review. Comment below. Let me know what you guys thought of the new Game album, Drillmatic Heart vs. Mind. If you've heard this album, all 31 songs for the runtime of an hour and 59 minutes. And if you enjoyed this album review, which I'm just expressing my own opinion on this album, and if you did not like this review, you'd have to find someone else to watch, but the game kind of stirred up a lot of drama with himself and Eminem. So he did that to himself, for sure. But that's his choice. And not a good one. But anyways, if you did enjoy this album review, comment below and let me know your thoughts on it. Tap a like on this video if you liked it. Subscribe to my channel if you can. Support the channel. I will be returning to you for Muse, the Second Law album review. I had to change the title for the Muse Resistance album review to re-review because I remember reviewing it a few years ago, but I didn't think about it until I was like, oh, well, I did review it 2 years ago, so I can't put it as album review, so I changed the name of the review to re-review. So hopefully you enjoyed that re-review for Muse the Resistance, because the Second Law album review will be coming out soon after I finish the album, of course. So stay safe until then. Take care. Hope you enjoyed the final album review I did for the game Drillmatic Heart vs. Mind for this Friday's releases. And as always, I will have another review for Scorpion's Hammersmith come out soon. And like I said, as always, I will see you in my next review.